Welcome to today's continuing education class. I am Elisa Bonet, and I'll be sharing some highlights on how you can use oregano and myrrh. Maybe you have these in your essential oil collection. Well, during the class, you'll learn the different uses and benefits of these two oils, and that'll include physical challenges and how you can use it emotionally as well. Plus, I'll share a couple of DIYs for each and some diffuser recipes. Let's get started. So today we'll be learning how we can use the essential oils of myrrh and oregano. I'm Elisa Bonet. I'm an essential oil educator and a wellness advocate. And everything I'll be sharing with you today is only for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Let's get started with the different things we'll be covering, which are physical and emotional uses and benefits of these two oils, as well as a couple of DIY recipes and diffuser recipes. So our first oil is myrrh, and this oil is safe for aromatic, topical, and internal use. And you can also apply it neat, which means you don't need to dilute it because it's very gentle on the skin. It takes approximately 3/4 of a pound of myrrh resin to produce one essential oil bottle of 15 milliliters. And the main constituents in this oil make the top properties: anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antimicrobial, an expectorant, anti-infectious, a carminative, and an antifungal. Now, this oil is sourced from Somaliland, and there have been over 34 different studies published on the benefits of myrrh essential oil, and you can find those at pubmed.gov. It also combines really well with frankincense, which is another resin essential oil, with lavender, neroli, as well as sandalwood. And we can find myrrh in doTERRA's Immortelle blend, which I absolutely love. And it has so many yummy oils to really nourish, protect, and restore your skin. So let's learn more about how we can use this incredible oil. An interesting fact is that myrrh comes from the Arabic word meaning bitter, because it truly is a bitter oil. Now, the top uses for myrrh are wrinkles and fine lines. My husband and I actually use this on a regular basis in our serum, underneath our moisturizer, and you can just massage a couple of drops into the areas where you need support. It's also great for gum disease and different gum issues. So you can simply just add a couple of drops to your toothbrush. You can apply it directly to your gums, or you can swish it with a little bit of water as a mouth rinse. It can also support our thyroid, so you can apply that directly over the thyroid area. Really great for emotional support. So for anxious feelings, sad feelings, you can inhale it from cup hands, or you can diffuse it. For mucus issues, for bronchitis, you can apply it to your chest, or you can also diffuse it. For eczema and other type of skin conditions, you can apply a couple of drops to affected areas. And for nail fungus, apply a drop to the affected nails. Other uses include cellular support, chapped skin, congestion, dysentery, gums that bleed, hepatitis, liver cirrhosis, scabies, and stretch marks. For our emotional support concerning myrrh, it's going to help us with any type of disrupted maternal connection. If there are issues with trust, or there's a history of neglect, if you feel unsafe in the world or malnourished emotionally, then myrrh can be an oil to include in your daily routine. It will promote more feelings of feeling safe in the world, of having healthy attachments, of having more trust, bonding with individuals, having more of a maternal connection, feeling nurtured, loved, secure, and grounded. The book that I use for all of the emotional education that I share is Essential Emotions, Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free. The ninth edition indicates how myrrh oil inoculates individuals from the emotionally adverse and harmful effects of the world. Like the warmth of a mother's love for her child, myrrh assists individuals in feeling safe and secure. How beautiful. You can use myrrh aromatically, topically, or internally. So aromatically, we have learned that you can do a couple of deep inhales using the bottle itself. You can diffuse it, or you can place a couple of drops in your hands, rub them together, and then inhale. Topically, apply it over your heart, your chest, around your navel, or on the bottom of your feet. And internally, a couple of drops under the tongue in a capsule or in water. Here are the diffuser blends that you can try. Mother's Love includes 2 drops of myrrh, 4 drops of wild orange, 1 drop of frankincense, and 2 drops of lavender. Into Space, 3 myrrh, 2 clary sage, and 1 serenity. Still Full Moon, 2 patchouli, 2 geranium, 2 frankincense, and 2 myrrh. Comfort, 2 myrrh, 1 helichrysum, and 1 cypress. Sweet Dreams, 2 myrrh, 2 ylang ylang, 1 melissa, and 1 vetiver. And finally, Springtime, 2 myrrh, 2 geranium, and 3 ylang ylang. Feel free to take a screenshot so you can have it handy and start using myrrh in your diffuser. Here is one of 2 DIY recipes. This one is a cuticle cream, and you'll need 2 tablespoons of shea butter, 1 teaspoon of beeswax, 1 tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil, and then 7 drops of myrrh. If you don't have myrrh, you can always substitute it with some lavender. And all you do is combine all of these in a small glass container or glass measuring cup, and you include everything except the myrrh essential oil or lavender. You place this in a saucepan with 1 to 1.5 inches of boiling water, or you can use a double boiler. And then you stir these ingredients for about 5 to 10 minutes until they're well melted and combined. And you can use a popsicle stick for easy cleanup to do the stirring, because the beeswax can get pretty sticky and just be difficult to clean. Now, once it's melted, remove this from the heat, let it rest about 3 minutes, and then you're going to add your essential oils and stir. Then you'll pour it into your container of choice and allow it to harden for a few hours, and then just simply add a small amount to your cuticles and then rub it in until it's absorbed. This is going to really nourish your cuticles, especially now in the colder weather. We can just have a lot of dryness around the cuticles, and can also be very helpful now that we're going into the spring and gardening season is upon us, and working in the dirt. If you don't wear gloves, this can also be an issue. So a really great nourishing cuticle cream to use on a regular basis. Here's another great recipe. This is an herbal mouthwash. We'll be using 5 drops of myrrh, 10 drops of peppermint, 5 of spearmint, 5 of cinnamon, and then 5 drops clove. You will use 10 ounces of distilled water. You want to make sure it's distilled. And then 2 tablespoons of glycerin. You can easily find it online. And glycerin is just a sugar alcohol, and it's typically made from soybean or coconut or palm oils. And basically, you just combine all the ingredients and then you store them in a glass jar. Very simple, but as I mentioned, myrrh is an excellent oil for oral health. Let's move on to oregano. And oregano comes from the Greek word meaning joy of the mountains. This oil is sourced from Turkey, and it takes approximately 2 pounds of oregano just to produce a 15 milliliter bottle of the oil. And oregano is safe for aromatic, topical, and internal use. However, you'll notice the D. That means that you need to dilute it. Very, very important because oregano is a hot oil. If you get it on your skin without dilution, it can cause a burning sensation and can cause redness and a lot of irritation. So be really, really careful. Now, the main constituents of carboxyl and thymol give it these top properties. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiviral, and it's an immunostimulant. So really great oil to use whenever you want to boost your immune system or whenever you're fighting any type of environmental threats. And this oil does combine well with basil and clove and thyme, and you'll even find it in the On Guard Plus soft gels. Now, there have been over 700 studies that have been published on the benefits of oregano, and 21 of these are human trials, and you can find these at pubmed.gov. So one tip with oregano, and I'll go into it in just a moment, is that it can be a little bit harsh, so you want to use it sparingly. And there are some oils you can combine it with in order to alleviate some of the stress that it can cause on the body. So the oil of Zendocrine, which is a doTERRA blend, you can blend it with some helichrysum, some cumin, some green mandarin, some geranium, or Roman chamomile. All of these are great pairings to just support your body when using oregano, because the carboxyl and the thymol can be a little bit hard on your liver. The liver can get a little bit stressed out because of it. So you want to make sure that if you are using it, it's not for an extended period of time. Your dosage should be between 1 to 4 drops about twice a day, and you do not want to take it more than 10 consecutive days. You want to just take a break for a couple of weeks, and then you can resume and get back on it. But just keep this in mind. Now, the top uses for oregano, really great for bacterial and viral infections. So you can take a couple of drops in a capsule for internal uses. And the capsules are just veggie caps, and you can get them through your wholesale account. Now, for warts, you can apply oregano directly, but be very careful you're only applying it to the wart and not to the surrounding skin. Maybe use a toothpick to make sure that you apply it just to the area of the wart. For candida and staph infections, you can take 1 to 3 drops in a capsule. For pneumonia and whooping cough, diffuse 1 to 3 drops, and you can sit nearby the diffuser for a few minutes. Plus, you can rub some on the bottom of your feet. Now, with oregano needing dilution, it's usually referring to most parts of your body. The bottom of your feet are pretty tough. They can handle a couple of drops of oregano without additional dilution. But if you want to be on the safe side or you have very sensitive skin, then make sure you dilute it for your feet as well. For rheumatoid arthritis, you can massage 1 drop heavily diluted into the affected area, plus you can take some in a capsule. Now, for strep throat and tonsillitis, you can gargle some in water, plus take a few drops in a veggie capsule. Now, other uses include athlete's foot, calluses, canker sores, carpal tunnel, control issues, Ebola, fungal infections, intestinal parasites, MRSA, nasal polyps, plagues, and ringworm. The emotional support that you'll find with oregano is when there is an unhealthy attachment to others or negative attachments. If there are emotions like a lot of pride or being very opinionated or stubborn, materialistic and controlling, and you want to have more positive emotions like more humility, non-attachment, being willing, teachable, and flexible. Oregano might be one you want to include in a blend in your diffuser and incorporate it into your wellness routine. The Essential Emotions book that I referred to earlier mentions that oregano cuts through the fluff of life and it teaches individuals to do the same. It removes blocks, clears energy, and cuts away negative attachments. It's a powerful oil and may even be described as forceful or intense. So, yes, even in your diffuser, you want to be very careful because it's so intense and pungent that it can just overwhelm the senses. So use it sparingly. Aromatically, you can inhale it from the bottle or in your diffuser, and I'll share some of those recipes in just a moment. Or you can dilute a drop or less with some carrier and then apply it to the bottom of the feet. Again, caution when using it topically. And then internally, you can put some in a veggie capsule or in water. Now, be conscientious when you are taking it in water that as you sip it, it can sting around your lips as you're taking that water in with the oregano. So just be aware that that might be something that can bother you. So the safer option I would suggest is to just take it in a veggie capsule. And here are some great recipes. When you're not feeling so great, then 1 drop oregano with 4 drops of On Guard and 3 drops of frankincense. If you want to clean the air, 1 drop of oregano, 4 drops of lemon, and 3 drops of wild orange. Get some rest and feel better. It's 1 drop oregano, 4 drops lavender, and 2 drops of sandalwood. By negativity, 1 oregano, 4 lime, and 3 juniper berry. Seasons are changing. 2 oregano, 4 lemon, 4 tea tree, and 4 peppermint. And germ away, 3 peppermint, 2 On Guard, 1 oregano, and 1 frankincense. So I know that oregano may not be a super popular oil to diffuse. However, you'll notice that most of these recipes only include 1 or 2 drops because again of its very pungent and intense aroma, but its properties are so beneficial. And when you blend it with other oils like citrus oils, then the aroma just changes and is very, very pleasant. So give that a try. And again, make sure you take a screenshot of this screen so that you can have the recipes handy. Now here's a really yummy one so that you can dip some crusty Italian bread. You'll use a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 to 3 tablespoons of balsamic. So it depends on how intense you want that flavor. 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. I like fresh Parmesan, but that step is optional in case you can't have dairy. And then you would use 1 to 3 drops of oregano. Now, I always suggest starting with a toothpick, and then you can just progress and add more till you reach that desired flavor. Again, oregano is very intense, so it's always best to start off with less, and then you can build upon that. Just gently mix it all in a bowl and use that to dip your bread into, and it's really, really delicious. You can use other oils like basil, you can use rosemary. So just try some of these other popular spices that we might use in our cooking to create a variation of this Italian bread dip. Our second recipe for oregano is a great one if you have problems with your joints, if there's stiffness or pain or inflammation. You can use 10 drops of oregano, 10 drops of cypress, and then 10 drops of lemongrass. And then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. You're going to be using a 10 milliliter roller bottle and then apply to your painful joints as needed. Okay, my friends, that is our brief class for today. Just want to encourage you to get in touch with your wellness advocate if you need support with a wellness protocol, if you have questions about your oils, or if you need anything else, we are here to support you. It is our pleasure to be of service, and we love it when we get questions from our friends and our essential oil community. Also consider hosting a class. You might host for 1 person or 8 people, but hosting a class is a fun and easy way to get others involved with natural wellness solutions. You can introduce them to essential oils and let them know how much you love them. And you also get some wonderful hostess gifts. It's super easy, it's fun, and you can just schedule it for a time that's convenient for you. And we're doing classes in person, but also virtually if you prefer that option. I wanted to let you know about this really exciting program that launches on April 3rd. It's called Refer a Friend. And I'm just so excited about it because now everybody can share with others and earn some doTERRA dollars. This is the way it works. Beginning April 3rd, in your wholesale account, you will have a personal link that you can share with friends and family that might want to try essential oils. Maybe they love your deep blue, or maybe they just really want a lavender. Well, if they use your link, guess what? You're going to get 20% of their first order in doTERRA dollars. So that means that you get like a credit, like if it were cash, to your account, and you can use it for oils, you can use it to pay shipping, you can use it to even pay your membership. So it's the same as cash. And what does your friend get? Well, they get a free wholesale membership for the first year. And that's a $35 savings. So everybody wins. You could learn more about this program by going to the website I've linked below, or just use your phone to scan the QR code and it'll take you directly to that page so you could learn all the details. But now everybody can share and everybody wins. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this information, and I encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you're the first to find out next time a video drops. If you like this content, please let me know. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and it also helps other people find this information. I look forward to seeing you in the very near future. Bye-bye.